Hi, and welcome to the Day One Beyond hands-on workshop. In today's lab, we'll be covering converting a spreadsheet into a cloud app. Right now, we're looking at the Live Labs landing page. We'll start with the search bar and find the lab. Then go ahead and click on the green Start button and then run on Live Labs Sandbox. Consent to the emails and submit for your reservation. It'll take a few minutes to get your sandbox environment provisioned. Our workshop is ready. Let's launch it. We'll start with the login info in the top left corner. Launch OCI. From here, it'll ask you to log in. Go ahead and click Next. And then we'll copy the password right on the login info page. It's going to ask you to reset your password. You can go ahead and use the one that was just provided. Now you've successfully logged into the Cloud Console. To get started, we'll have to provision our Apex workspace. To do that, navigate to the top left-hand corner, our hamburger menu, then Oracle AI Database, then Autonomous AI Database. From here, we'll want to find the correct compartment. You'll want to find the one that corresponds with your username. And the compartment is listed here. Now that we're in the right compartment, create your autonomous database. We'll select transaction processing. Come up with a password you'll be able to remember. If you want a sample one, you can use this capital W welcome 12345 exclamation point. Then let's create the database. It'll take a few minutes for it to provision. Once it's ready, this will turn from orange provisioning to green active. Awesome, our database is now ready. We'll find Apex under Tool Configuration right here. And you can use that URL to access your Apex instance. And this is where we'll put in that password we used earlier when creating the database. First thing we'll do here is create the workspace. We'll choose New Schema and name it Demo. You can navigate to your Apex workspace by clicking on the demo workspace we just created. In Lab 1, we'll create an app from a spreadsheet. So to do that, the first thing we have to do is load our high school data. App Builder, and create a new app. Click on Create App from a file. And this is where we'll load that high school data. We want to load it to a new table under the name NYC High Schools. You'll be able to view the configuration of the columns and data types here. Then let's load the data. From here, we can view the table. As you can see, NYC High Schools table was created for us. These are all the columns we have, and we can also view the data as well. To create our application, under Columns, and then over to More, Create App. You can change the color and type of icon if you would like. In the Create Application page, let's review the pages listed. We see that there's a home page, a dashboard, a faceted search page, and an interactive report with a form. Under Features, let's install the Progressive Web app. Now we can create the application. Let's take a look at the application it created for us out of the box. We'll log in with Demo. On this dashboard page, it created 4 charts, a pie chart for borough, and some bar charts for neighborhood, interest, and method. On this page, you can play with a faceted search. And it also created a New York High Schools report page with an interactive report where you can edit the records to display the details in an editable form page, like this. Let's move on to Lab 2, where we can approve upon the faceted search. We'll want to navigate to the page designer on page 3. This is the page designer. This is where you'll spend majority of your time improving upon your applications. On the left-hand side here is the left pane that displays the rendering tree with a list of page components. The middle section here is the layout. It's a representation of the page and a gallery where you can add new components. And on the right pane, we have the property editor. This is where you can change attributes for the selected components, reflected on the left-hand side. Safety of a high school is very important search criteria while selecting a high school. So let's reorder the facets so safety is higher on the list. Currently, the safe facet is a checkbox group with range values. However, it's unlikely that users will want to select multiple safety percentage values. So let's convert it into a radio group. This is where we take off select multiple. Now let's run the page. As you can see now, you can only make one selection under safety. You can also view each of the facets in their respective counts as a chart. To view a chart, click on the three buttons and then Show Chart. You may have noticed also on this page that you have to scroll to see all of the facets. We can make them collapsible so it's easier to see them all at one view. We can turn this on, and we can also make them initially collapsed. Now we can see all of the facets and they're initially collapsed when you look at the page. We can also filter the facets by clicking on the three dots and then filter. And this way you can type in search as well. Moving on to Lab 3, improving upon the report in form. Moving on to Lab 3, we're going to improve upon the report in form. The New York High School's report page utilizes an interactive report to display these records. It's exceedingly powerful as they allow end users to modify what data is displayed and various display characteristics. For this report, you will add a column break, a computational column, an aggregate, a chart, and then order the data to save the report for everyone else to use. We'll start by clicking on Actions and then Columns. This will allow us to select which columns we want to display and take out the ones that are not as important. Then we'll add the control break under Neighborhood. Now, under Actions, Data, and then Compute, we will add a computation on application to seat ratio. This is where we'll take applicants and divide that by the amount of seats. And you can also choose a format mask for the way it's displayed. Now that we've added application to seat ratio, we can add a chart to see what that looks like by borough. Under Actions, and then Chart, we'll select the label for borough and then application to seat ratio, where we want to see the average. Now the chart is being displayed. You can also hover over each bar to see the value as well. Now you have both a report and a chart version that you can go back and forth from. To sort, go to Data and then Sort. We can sort it by school name and then the amount of seats. And by graduation rate. Now that you've made all these modifications to the interactive report, it is important to save the report layout. End users have the ability to either save as a private report where only they can view it, or as a public report that other end users can view as well. So to save the report, we'll go to Report and then Save Report, where you can save it as a named report or the default. Now this way you'll be able to navigate through your different reports. To enhance the form that is on page 5, it is one giant list right now, but you can rearrange the page items to make it a little easy viewable. Now you can see these fields are in one line. To limit the data entry for an item, one of the simplest techniques is to convert a text item to a select list. So to do that, we can do it to the borough. Instead of text field, we want select list. And then scrolling down to the list of values, this is where we'll provide a SQL query. This is where we're selecting the distinct boroughs from the New York High Schools dataset. You can also remove extra values and choose if you wanted to display null values or not, and provide a null value. So as you can see, now it's a select list. If you wanted to enhance the UI even more, we can categorize all of these fields into categories. So to do that, we'll want to create a tabs container under template. And then create subregions. For these, we want to adjust the header to hidden but accessible. Now go ahead and run the page so we can see the changes that we just made. Now we have some beautiful tabs for all of our information. Next, we are going to add a map region and install Progressive Web App. So we'll go to page 3 and take a copy of this page. We'll name this New York High School Map. We can create a new entry for this and hit copy. So instead of the classic report, we are going to change this to a map. We'll name the first layer schools. Instead of local database, we want region source. The geometry column data type will be longitude, latitude, and this is where we'll select those columns. Save this and go to Shared Components. Under Navigation menu, and High School Map. This is where you can add an image icon for the navigation. Apply the changes and refresh the app. Now we can see our new map page. We can enhance upon this by going to page 5. Apex allows customization of the map in a declarative way. In this step, we'll enhance the map by adding tooltip and custom pin colors on the map. Apex allows customization of the app in a declarative way. In this step, we'll enhance the map by adding tooltip and custom pin colors on the map. Under Schools, we'll look for Tooltip. Toggle on Advanced Formatting and put in our HTML expression. Now when we run it and look at our map page, when we hover, now we can see the school name and the borough. Now we're going to customize the page by adding a condition such that the value of graduation rate will determine the pin color. So to do that, back to Page Designer and then NY High Schools. We'll change this to SQL query. By opening this, we're going to add the different colors based on graduation rate and check that it's a valid, successful SQL query, which it is. Great. Now we can add the different layers of colors. First one being red. Where the row assignment will come from pin color. And then we'll do that 2 more times for green and yellow. Now let's run the page. Now our NYC High Schools map displays different colors for the pins. The schools with a graduation rate between 0 and 50 are displayed in red. The schools with a graduation rate between 50 and 75 are displayed in yellow, and the graduation rates between 75 and 100 are in green. The last task we have is to install a progressive web app. These are designed to be a fast, responsive, and installable to a home screen, reliable online or offline, engaging to provide support for push notifications. To install the progressive web app, you see this install app here. This will allow you to install it, and after a few seconds, the application icon is created and displayed on your desktop or home screen. And by double-clicking on it, it will open the progressive web app. This concludes the live lab for converting your spreadsheet into a cloud app using Oracle Apex. Thank you for joining me for today's Day 1 and Beyond hands-on workshop. Have a great day.